Hello, my most amazing artists. Today you're going to be creating a self-portrait one more time. This self-portrait is going to be similar to your last one. You're going to have the same supplies on your desk, like a mirror that you shouldn't touch, pencils, erasers, but this time you're going to have glue and a scrap piece of paper as well. You're going to get a black piece of paper and write your name and class code on the back. Turn it over and you're going to start by using pencil. I would recommend having your old self-portrait out of your table folder to look at. It's going to look very similar, but not with the patterns and different lines and designs, just the simple contour lines of your face. I started with that letter U. I draw my imaginary T. I drew it very lightly. Make my C's, backward C for my ears. I make an arch for my eyebrow. I do the measuring trick to make sure that that same amount of space is in between my eyes. I use my L trick to erase when I need to, only working in the safety zone of my L, making sure that my eyes are even, that I've got an iris and a pupil inside of it. And then for my nose, there's different ways I can draw it, either like in a letter L, a letter U, or a letter N. Now I'm gonna make my nose a little bit more detailed, but no matter what I'm drawing today, I need to draw big. These lines need to be like a coloring book. Do not draw anything teeny tiny and don't color anything in. It's super important that your lines do not touch. Everything has to be contour lines, just the most important outlines of your face, just like a coloring book. When you're drawing your hair, think about your hairline. You might need to look in the mirror to find this. Boys, your hair might stop around your ears, but no matter what, it does come down around your ears. Girls, if you would like to make a hairstyle, or boys, that comes down past your shoulders, you can either show it behind you or coming down in front of you. No matter what it is though, make sure that those lines are simple and that you don't color anything in. Of course, I forgot my eyebrows to show emotion, so I want to add that. In the background, I'm doing a simple line design. Nothing complex, just some radiating lines coming from my head. You could do zigzags, you could do squiggles, whatever you want. When I'm using my glue bottle, I twist it lefty-loosey to open and righty-tighty to close. When you see that white dot, that means your glue bottle is closed. If you see it open, that means it's open and ready to use. Use a scrap piece of paper to test your glue out before you outline your lines on your portrait. Today we're going to be drawing with glue, meaning that you want that orange tip to touch your paper just like a pencil. Do not hold it up and squeeze it really hard, because then you'll have a puddle of glue. You want to make sure that you're drawing with it and holding your glue bottle just like a pencil today, making sure that that orange tip touches the paper as you're working. So I'm going to work from the top to the bottom so that I don't have an ooey gluey mess. I'm moving very slowly as I drag that orange tip across my pencil line, tracing my lines very slowly and carefully. If I accidentally make a mistake, I can't really wipe it off, so please make sure that you are not squeezing too hard and just outlining your pencil lines. When I'm using the glue bottle, if I were to hold it above my paper and squeeze, I would get too much glue. That will create a puddle. What else could create a puddle or a lake of glue is if you put two lines close to each other. So if you have tiny details, those lines might not touch with your pencil, but when you outline them with glue, they will blend together and become a glue pool. So please make sure that you don't do that, because it's not as cool as it sounds. Just outlining all of my glue lines. I'm going to go ahead and do that for a second. If I ever need a break because my hand's getting a little tired, I can take a little break and then go back to outlining my pencil lines. But you do need to finish the glue today. We will not be able to do this part next week because we need time for it to dry before we talk about adding the color to our self-portraits. So just make sure that you get all of your outlining done today, and don't spend too much time erasing, because any pencil lines that you don't want in your portrait aren't going to matter. We're going to be coloring over them and you won't see them. So I'm making sure to just go over the lines that I want, and then I'm going to put it on the drying rack when I'm done. Of course, when you're done with your glue bottle, twist it closed and wipe it so that it's not all gluey and clogged for the next person to use. Then I'm going to put it back. I'm going to throw away my scrap piece of gluey paper, and I'm going to hold my paper with two hands and carefully bring it to the drying rack, making sure that I hold it like the most important pizza I'm ever going to deliver to that drying rack. When I get to the drying rack, I'm going to put it on the bottom shelf. Nope, not the top. I'm going to start from the bottom and move towards the top. Started from the bottom, now we up there. So if there's available rack at the bottom, please place it on there and make sure that it's level so that it doesn't fall through the cracks and drip onto somebody else's. Then I'm going to use art wipes at my bin to wipe my hands, wipe my table, and I'm good to go. All right, artists, have fun today.